Hello and welcome back to Advanced Hwoarang Lessons. We have one last stance to cover. Again, just to recap, what you're seeing right now is left foot forward. If I press 3 plus 4, right foot forward. And if I go back and press forward 3, you have a left flamingo stance. And this is the fourth stance. Right flamingo stance. This has changed up a lot in the series. And for Tekken 7, it's a heavy hitter for this iteration. Let's get all the details about right flamingo stance. So, right flamingo stance, right over here, is known as like the 50-50 stance. Why? Because, a solid number of the options here either end in knockdown. So, what ends in knockdown? L sweep. RFS down 4-3. End in launch. RFS back 3. Or RFS up forward 4. Or end in counter hit, which is RFS DF4. Because counter hit, I forgot to mention it, RFS F44. So of course, again, the moves can be stepped towards the stomach, but of course, you can move as well. You can remain in Flamingo here by holding back, holding forward, or holding up or holding down. So if they attempt to step you, not only do you use the options that will prevent them, well, I mean, this is going to prevent them from stepping anyway, either way. But if you don't use that, right, you can use the other options that prevent the side step, right? Let's say, again, on block, reset over here. Oh, okay, that's the one that loses. It's RFS 1, right? Okay, never mind. That's also the one that loses. It's not you. It's you, right? Oh, never mind. It's the hell sweep. Yep. That's the problem with this stance. It's not really a safety stance, so to speak. Its safety really comes from the I8 high. That's the one that's discouraging them from stepping. If they step the other way, of course, all the moves I just pressed that did whiff will catch them because they're stepping the wrong way at that point. They're stepping left when you're supposed to be stepping right versus right flamingo stance. So whether it's on block or on hit, they're really kept in check. It's really difficult to guard against this stance. So if you come up from 1-2, 1-2-4, if you come off down 3-4, if you come off up 4, if you come off 4-4, LFS 3-4, RFS F4, even if that's only +1, RFF 2-4. Again, RFS F4 is really what connects this all together. But since it does exist, it makes everything else I have to guess the 50-50. I have to guess whether they're gonna continue pressure and reset back into RFF. Most of the stuff here, I think I forgot to say that, does connect to right flamingo stance. It does. So you can see here RFF 2-4, right flamingo stance. RFF DF4, right flamingo stance. RFF 3-4 or RFF 3-4 forward, right flamingo stance. The only left flamingo stance move here is RFF forward 3, and that's a high. Oh, and then RFF 4. Right flamingo stance. Right? It's definitely geared to be the ending thing for Hwoarang. So it's, again, heavy hitter. That's why you see a lot of Hwoarangs always preferring right flamingo on hit or on block. So again, the simplest way to access this stance in LFF is to do F neutral 4. There's an inbuilt sidestep left here, and you can use it in match, just like how you do forward 3. But the issue with this is the input. It's F neutral 4. So you may mess up and get something like F4. And if you're trying to use the inbuilt sidestep left to potentially punish your opponent with, say, like an RFS back 3 or an RFS DF4 or even just an RFS 2, that way you're already in RFF to punish your opponent. Clean up your inputs if you want to do it. But I haven't seen a single Hwoarang at all use it. Even in strings where the answer is just sidestep left. It's clear as day, just step left there. It's the same thing when you block Geese QCB2, you do forward 3, and the only option there that beats you is the 1. QCB 2-1, but that's -15, so that's why a lot of Geese don't risk it. In strings where the opposite is the same, nobody really does this. So you could be the first, even in Tekken 8, if you start practicing now, because I don't do it either. Just because of the error of getting F4 or anything else. I don't want to risk it, even a standing 4. It's the input. The input is difficult to get in the heat of match compared to a forward 3. Again, ease of use. So not only can you enter right flamingo stance from left foot forward by doing F2 trill 4. You can also enter it from doing it from right foot forward with F4. Just note that the inbuilt sidestep left here compared to left foot forward is smaller. It is infinitely smaller. So you're not avoiding anything with that. But you can enter right flamingo normally if you want to. If you don't want to press a button, let's say you don't want to do RFF 2-4 right after an RFF2, you can do RFF2 and then do this and then put your leg up and put it down, maybe connect the advanced Hwoarang lessons together and mix up your opponent. But also for that one, I have not seen Hwoarangs really use it. Usually if you're an RFF, they are pressing the button. So there's still more to explore on manual transitions for right flamingo stance. Now, of course, I did forget to mention this in the left flamingo stance video. I did put it in text. But these flamingo stances, you cannot guard in stance. So you're open. And the only way to protect yourself if you're in left flamingo is to do back 1 or to do the power crush, whether that be LFS back 3 or LFS DF 3-4. In right flamingo's case, you only have one power crush. You only have access to one power crush, which is going to be RFS back 4. But you do have access to an I8 high. And this is where, again, what I mentioned earlier, this is what really connects everything together. Having an I8 high really gives you the advantage at +3 compared to +3 at left flamingo. So again, a lot of heavy hitters here. And those heavy hitters get connected to everything else. So if you go down 3-4 from LFF, you get to RFS. You lock them in here with RFS F4. They're going to get discouraged from stepping at that point. So they're going to block you RFS 2. Now you're in RFF. You have the option to RFS, hit them hard. And it's like the main conditioning tool as well. Because, again, the knockdown hurts. The launch hurts. And of course, the counter hit lock into safety hurts a lot. I'm gonna put a couple of videos on screen where I covered right flamingo mixes, most especially the RFS F4 mix-up. Check that out if you haven't. It's connected to the Open Hwoarang Lessons playlist. And it doesn't really need that much explaining because you do the thing, you do the 50-50, you do the RFS F4 mix-up, you reset into RFS or into RFF, and then tell them, am I gonna go back to right flamingo or am I gonna hit you hard with the RFF or LFF tools? The only time you're getting connected to LFS from right flamingo is when they're too concerned with the RFS F4, the RFS back 3 or RFS DF4, or the hell sweep, RFS down 4-3. That's when, let's say after down 3-4, that's when you stand switch down 3-4. And then, as you can see, all of it is connected. So I guess this video kind of like emphasizes that point because I don't have that much to talk about anymore. I don't have anything. So I guess that wraps up this this lesson on right flamingo stance. You're gonna see on the other side of the screen a video for the next again the end screen stuff for the next advanced Hwoarang lesson.